You son of a bitch. Cause Pawns Drunk loves ya.
Yeah, baby, you already know this is Pawns Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón, aka Café Bustelo, aka El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. You all. Drama, ladies and gentlemen, in the sport of boxing. Woo, man, a lot of speculations, a lot of controversy, a lot of conspiracy theorists. But people can't get mad. People can't get mad. They can't get mad. Y'all already know September 13th, Las Vegas, Nevada, Allegiant Stadium, Raiders Stadium. An anticipating event. I ain't gonna say anticipating fight. I'm gonna say an anticipating event because, of course, it's a fight that nobody was asking for. It's a fight that nobody was asking for, but it was just a wet dream. A wet dream from Turkey Al Sheikh, aka Aladdin, aka The Bag, aka Baco Popular, aka Chase, aka Wells Fargo, aka Arabian Night, like Arabian Day. This has been the wet dream for Turkey Al Sheikh. He wants to see the 4-division world champion, super middleweight undisputed, King Nello, aka Gardello, aka Cash Nello, aka Payday, aka get the F out of here, man, versus the 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed world champion, Terence Crawford, regarded as pound for pound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can flip it around. What's good, Marco in the building? What's good? One of the members. Marco, dímelo, señor. Yeah, man. I know there's people out there gonna be like, man, what you talking about, yo? Come on, Punch. Stop putting that in the air. Stop putting that in the air. Why you gotta question Bud? Why don't you question Canelo? I mean, the computer road, though. You know what I'm saying? Well, we have questioned Canelo time and time again, year after year, fight after fight. Well, Terence Crawford isn't questioned. Terence Crawford, we're gonna question Terence Crawford. Why not? Why not? I mean, it was Terence Crawford that decided to work with the Pablo Escobar PEDs, so he knows. Let me say it like this, ladies and gentlemen. Before you get your period and a heart attack, and I'm cramping. Stop. I'm cramping. I don't feel good. Stop. Everybody all the snackers. Attention, everybody. Attention, everybody. I say, all the snackers understand. When they signed up to work with Victor Conte, a.k.a. the former Pablo Escobar of PEDs, they also understand that they was going to be subjected to be suspicious of using PEDs, that they was going to be questioned. Ladies and gentlemen, you remember the first couple of fighters that was working with Victor Conte, people was questioning them. When Nonito Donaire first started working with Victor Conte, people had a question. Nonito Donaire had to answer these questions. When I remember when he started working with Mikey Garcia, they started questioning Mikey Garcia. Why are you working? They started questioning Hunter, Andre Berto, Andre Ward. Hey, I know it's been a while. And there's gonna be people out there that are gonna be like, yeah, but Punch, why you don't talk about Eddie Reynoso and the fighters that he has that been popping dirty? Why you talk about Snack? Tell me a Snack fighter that haven't popped dirty. You dummy, because Victor Conte already told the world that he could pass any test. And when he said he could pass any test, let me tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen. This right here, hold on. Let me show that. Let me see if I got the picture. Let me see if I got the picture. Hold on. I didn't get it. Hold on. Let me upload it. Let me upload it because I know imagination is everything. You know what I'm saying? Imagination is not imagination, but image is everything. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to break it down on logically and objectively. We want to bring facts. We want to make sense. We want to make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Let me load up the picture. Let me load up the picture. Hold on. The picture right here. See what it is. Give me 1 second. Marco con los 50 pesos. Let's go, Marco. Good looking out, my brother. Good looking out. Appreciate you. God bless you. God bless you. Que Dios te bendiga, mi hermano. I can circumvent. In other words, I could pass the test. I could get around it. I know how to pass the test, and I know how to catch them, and I know how to pass it. You feel me? Tell him, Matong. Tell him. So what I was saying. Good looking out, man, Marco. Good looking out. God bless you, my brother. So I don't want to hear nobody. Yo, when you, hey, yo, folks, what's good? Hey, what's good, Lion? What's good, Lion? What's good, my brother? What's good? What's good, baby? What's good to the members? Hey, yo. Ladies and gentlemen, when you go to other channels, when you're on Twitter, when you're on IG, when you're on TikTok, you want a comment section, you want to debate about boxing. And somebody be like, hey, yo, but the snack fighter, they don't test positive. Why you getting on Bud? Why you getting on Dev? Why you getting on this? Why you getting on that? Why you ain't getting on the Juice Crew? Why you ain't getting on Eddie Reynoso? These guys are the one that's popping dirty and stuff like that. You know why? The difference between the Juice Crew and Eddie Reynoso in his gym compared to the Snackers is that the Snackers had Victor Conte, and Victor Conte know how to pass the mother effing test. So for Victor Conte to put this out there, right? And put it this way, why is Victor Conte the one that's putting out Bud Crawford's information? Why is the one that's making it public? See, it's just a conflict of interest, ladies and gentlemen. It's a conflict of mother effing interest. But put it this way, I don't care about you showing us your negative test because you're going to pass the test. It's irrelevant, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Take this thing out of the way. Let me take this thing out of the way. Let me put my face on it. Y'all already know, donate to the Cash App if y'all can't do the super chats. Hold on. I'm tired of hearing, oh, punch, shut up. You know what I'm saying? The snackers never failed the test. The snackers never failed the test. You ain't supposed to fail the test, mother effer. That's why you got Victor Conte with you. So you won't have to fail the test. Duh. I don't even know what these people like to push shit out there. Oh, look at my VADA result. I told you I was negative. I am clean. I'm a clean fighter. Shut the F up. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. Hey, yo, back in the day, yo, you remember when you used to get arrested and stuff like that, and then you get on probation and you got to piss? Huh? You got to piss? Drug piss, and you let your homeboy piss on the cup, and then you turn the cup in of your piss. Oh, I passed the test. You feel me? I passed the test. Shut the F up. You're supposed to pass the test. You're not supposed to fail the test. Duh. Maton said that shit. He said, That shit's like the police doing an investigation on themselves and them publicly saying they found nothing wrong in the investigation. Facts. That shit's like the police doing an investigation on themselves and then publicly saying they found nothing wrong in their investigation. Of course. Why everybody like to play dumb? Why are y'all playing dumb? Huh? Am I saying that Terence Crawford is on PEDs? No. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, could we question it? Or is it fair for the boxing fans, media, independent media, boxing content creators, whatever you want to call us and stuff like that? Is it fair for us to question Victor Conte? Is it fair for us to question anybody that's affiliated with Victor Conte? Is it fair? Is it right? Is it okay? Are we damaging somebody because we're questioning? At the end of the day, we know that this man is not allowed in any other sport. And the reason why people like him and Mamo and any other could we just walk into the sport of boxing just like any other. Hey yo, let me say it like this. Hey yo, if you got a bunch of money and you got a fighter, you could come into the sport of boxing. You could wash your money in the sport of boxing. This is the reason why these people are here in the sport of boxing. But see, these fighters bring them in as well. If Terence Crawford is so good, and he been doing, and for the most part of his career, he been doing a hell of a job with him and Bomac and stuff like that. And they know, these fighters know the cloud that hangs over Victor Conte. They know. Bud Crawford knows. That's why these guys can't say shit when we question him. Bud Crawford and his team can't say nothing. Hey yo, respect to the team, respect to Bomac, Coach Red, Bernie the boxer, all of them. Respect y'all to the fullest. But y'all can't get mad at me or nobody else for questioning y'all working with Victor Conte. None of y'all. I don't want to hear it. It's not a disrespect. It's not a disrespect. You're disrespecting the people if you're being dumb yourself. You can't get mad at nobody in this community for questioning Bud Crawford. You cannot get mad at nobody in the community because you want to question Devin Haney, Kalen Plant. Even my brother Demise Andre, I laugh with Demise Andre, but hey yo, you gonna use it a snackety snack. You're using the snackety snack, you're going to turn like the Incredible Hulk. I got videos of it. They know. Fighters know. It's when people try to play us like we're dumb. Like people trying to act like we saying something wrong. Oh, yo, no, you ain't shouldn't say that, yo. Who gave you y'all effed up, yo. Y'all shouldn't be saying that Terence Crawford, man, he's a great, man. He's one of the greats. Ain't nobody saying that he's not one of the greatest. He is one of the greats. He's one of the greats of this era. That's the but is he juicing? Is he clean? Is he passing the test? But because they got Victor Conte, is going undetected because that's what he's known for the past 30 plus years. It's been his whole life, professional life, is to work with these athletes, put dirt on these athletes, and come undetected. No results, no traces. Oh, no, Punch, no. Why you doing this live? Why you doing these videos? Why not? Why not? We question everything in the damn world. We want to question if fighters got heart. We want to question if fighters got cojones. We want to question a fighter, why you ducking? Huh? We want to question why you taking this fight. Why you not taking this fight? Why you ain't taking this money? Why you not taking this money? Hey, yo, Devin Haney, why your baby mama is your baby mama? Hey, yo, Clarissa Shields, what you doing with Pat Bull? He got you distracted. Why you doing with a married man? We could question everything, bro. We question everything, but when it comes to questioning the former Pablo Escobar of PEDs, is like, oh my God, no, don't, no. Y'all want to pick and choose. Because I remember when we getting on Devin Haney, why are you rehydrating 25 pounds? overnight. That shit is not normal. It is not normal. Okay? Are we dumb out here now? I understand the sport, because at the end of the day, we want to see a fight. In the end of the day, we want to see a fight. We don't give a damn about it. We don't give a damn. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't give a damn. But leading up to the fight or the aftermath, we're going to have a lot of questions. What about, what about Ryan Garcia and Osterman? Yeah, he tested for Osterman. But then when I fucking study Osterman, that's just like soy milk for men. And when I see the fight, I'm going to say, you know what? It was skills that paid the bills. But you know what? It's an ass track. It is what it is. You had it in your system. But you know why I don't feel sorry? This is the reason why I said from the beginning with the situation with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, why I said that Ryan Garcia was going to get the benefit of the doubt. And he got the benefit of the doubt. Ryan Garcia was the one that was praised. Ryan Garcia got the benefit of the doubt even when the boxing fans, when most of the boxing world found out that he popped for Osterman. You know why Ryan Garcia got the benefit of the doubt over Devin the Dream Haney? And in the history of all sports, the other guy, or in the history of combat sport, Ryan Garcia got played like the victim, and it wasn't Devin Haney the victim. You know why? Because Devin Haney was working with the former dirtiest player, dirtiest cheater with performance-enhancing drug in the history of America sports. You guys decide to be with him. So you're going to be suspected of cheating. You're going to be suspected of popping injecting your booty with performance-enhancing drug, you damn snackers. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. You decided to bring that dirty motherfucker to the sport of boxing. You. All you. So you shut the fuck up. Don't get mad if anybody want to question y'all. Don't get mad if anybody want to question y'all. You stay humble. You sit back. You listen to the fans. Fuck out of here, bro. Out in the building was good with that. Yeah, pass on the super chatty party came and dice, anyone associated with Vic, mano en la masa, Conte should know what's associated in doing business with him. Facts. Ay, estos tigres llorando. Oh, yo, Punch. Oh, yo, I wouldn't even do an interview with Punch every day. I don't give a fuck about the interview because I voy a para la mierda ustedes. Huh? We know who has been. Yeah, we know. We know that. And he got flamed each and every year. Each and every fight. We bring it up. Yes, we bring a computer or yes, Canelo, right? Let's talk about Bud now. Let's talk about the people that come with the Pablo Escobar PEDs. We've talked about Canelo enough. We talked about the meat eater. We're still right, but now we're on Bud. Today we on Bud. He's the one that's moving up to the 168-pound division with all these muscles, huh? All these muscles out of nowhere. 38 years old. Get out of here, bro. We're not stupid. We're not stupid. If a person want to be suspected of you cheating, man, they have every right to be. Every right to be. You could be juicing more than a damn vegan. Yeah, all of them, yo, all of them. They could be suspected of cheating. Well, what the fuck, y'all? How many times I gotta say? Why y'all always be like, oh, cause I'm cool with Boo Boo? Yes, Boo Boo knows that if Boo Boo, my guy, my brother, if he would have beaten David Benavidez, if he would have knocked out David Benavidez, guess what the people's gonna say? Oh shit, the snack. How the hell Demise Andre gonna knock out David Benavidez like that? You don't think that was gonna be the question? I did videos while he in the gym and I'm like that with the snack. You don't think that was gonna be the question? Oh, snack fighter. I don't know, Punch. Honestly, even with all the juice, I still got Canelo. Yeah, I still got Canelo. I think that Canelo was going to beat the snack out of Terence but Crawford. I think Canelo is going to beat the snack out of Terence Crawford. Just like Oscar De La Hoya beat the PEDs out of what's his name? Fernando Vargas. It happens. It happens. Why is it allowed to still be in the boxing? And that's the question. That's always going to be the question. But you know what? We're going to blame the people. If people don't like Victor Conte in the sport of boxing, let's blame the people that have bring him along into the sport of boxing, that has opened the door for him in the sport of boxing. Those people are the blame. Those people are the blame. And I respect all the fighters. As a matter of fact, I respect all the fighters that actually work with Victor Conte. I respect Terence Crawford. I respect Caleb Plant. I respect Demetrius Boo Andre. I respect Devin the Dream Haney. I respect them. And put it this way, not everybody that wears a snack t-shirt are snack fighters. The snack fighters are the one that does the snack program. Not the one that they just wear a t-shirt. For example, Boots Ennis wears a snack t-shirt. He's not a snack fighter. He doesn't train in the snack facility. He doesn't get blood drawn from Victor Conte. Virgil Ortiz, I don't think that he's a snack fighter. He doesn't get his blood drawn from Victor Conte and stuff like that. Not everybody that has a snack t-shirt is a snack fighter. So let's get that thing out of the way. I'm just sick that people get mad if they question. Now, if you don't want to question, don't question it. Cool. But don't get mad for people questioning. This is the nature of the live today. Don't get mad for people questioning. People have the right. You know why? Hold on, let me get this thing out of the way. Oh no. Why is it okay for us to be suspicious of Victor Conte and anybody that works with him? Why? Do we have the right? Yes or no in the chat? Even Victor Conte himself says that yes, it is right for us to be suspicious of him. Even Victor Conte himself have acknowledged that. So why people are mad? Even Victor Conte have acknowledged that we could be suspicious. We should and we can. Hold on, let me play it. Let me play it for y'all. Hold on, give me a second.
Victor Conte is unquestionably
the most prolific drugs cheat in
the history of athletics and possibly sport. So this is a guy that single-handedly attempted to ruin athletics
and ruin the careers and lives of many athletes that he convinced to dope.
But now he's a saviour and everything's fine. Doesn't really work like that. Doesn't really work like that. We need to get. I don't like his association with VADA. I think that's a terrible look.
As he said, association with VADA, I think that's a terrible look. As he said,
should people be suspicious of me? Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're the biggest cheater in the history of the fucking sports world.
You're the biggest cheater in the history of the fucking sports world.
And now because you can't make a living cheating anymore, you want to
flip the other side and start calling people out, pointing fingers.
I can't believe anybody even listens to this guy. Anybody even quotes this guy.
Victor Conte is a two-faced piece of shit.
Should people be suspicious of me?
Absolutely.
Should people be suspicious of him? Absolutely. That's what he said. Should people be suspicious of me? Absolutely. So I ask again, for those who gets mad if we're suspicious of, should we be suspicious of Victor Conte? Absolutely or no? Absolutely or no? You tell me. Y'all tell me. Should we be suspicious of Victor Conte? Absolutely or no? So if being suspicious of Victor Conte is going to be suspicious to anyone that any of his clients. Thank you, Edwin said. It's only right to be suspicious. Victor Conte knows that. He understands that. I don't know why fans out here don't want to understand that. Whoever says no, I consider you a troll and I'm going to block you. Because how the F you hear it from Victor Conte and your ass is going to say no. Say no again and you block. You're out of here, bro. Type in no again. Type in no again. Because you can't be retarded out here in punch on boxing. We break it down boxing logically and objectively. Type no again. Anybody type no. When the man says it himself, the man say it himself. You cut the clip. I dare you to write no again. Coño. Y fuera se va. He's probably... Every boxing content creator should be like, absolutely. Whichever boxing content creator don't want to say absolutely, hey, yo, y'all should unsubscribe to them. Because they're pieces of shit that want to lie and create narratives. Other people that be like, but Victor Conte did his time. And you know what I'm saying? He did his time. So, you know, we can't criminalize him because he did his time. Get the hell out of here, criminalize. Hey, yo, if there was a pedophile that he was a elementary school teacher, violates a child, and he gets bagged, and he gets locked up, and then he comes back out. Oh, it's okay for that dude, that satanic, dirty, filthy person to work with kids in the elementary school again? Dime mi gente, dime, tell me. Because because Victor Conte did his time. So, you know, we gotta have our open arms and, hey, Victor, come to the sport of boxing. You gave PEDs to Shane Mosley. You injected, he said it. I injected Shane Mosley. This is in boxing. Victor Conte didn't give a damn about what Shane Mosley was going to do to somebody in that ring. He didn't give a damn. And you fighters have your open arms for this man? Get the hell out of here, bro. Fuck all you fighters that have your open arms, that has a problem, that have a problem with people being against Victor. Come to this channel and try to flip it around and make it nice. No. I don't want Caleb playing with Victor. I don't want my brother Demis Andre with that dude, but I understand. There's career. You know why? It's because if he was going to be highly successful, I don't want his legacy to be tampered with because of the cloud of Victor Conte. It is not fair what we do. Yo, it's not even fair that we're questioning Terence Bud Crawford, but it's Terence Bud Crawford's fault. Or should we be thinking about Terence Bud Crawford as a 4th division world champion? Man, he's going out there daring to be great versus Canelo Alvarez. Damn, look at him. He's been working. Oh, man, he's been working out. Wow, man. But when I see his body, I'll be like, Stack. I'm sorry, folks. I can't lie to myself. I'm not saying that I'm going to be right. I'm not saying you know what I'm saying? But I got to be real to myself. If Terence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, and people are going to be like, oh my God, this is just because you guys are Canelo Alvarez fans are scared that Bud Crawford is going to beat him. I don't care, bro. Fighters come and go. Fighters come and go. My prediction of Canelo Alvarez beating Bud Crawford is not because I believe that even Canelo Alvarez got better, the Canelo Alvarez skill set is better or deeper than Terence Bud Crawford. No. I am making a legitimate, logical prediction. Canelo Alvarez is the king in the 168-pound division. He got the best chin, arguably, in the history of the sport of boxing. Canelo Alvarez couldn't get hurt by Dmitry Bivol, Kovalev, a puncher of this generation, Triple G, a puncher of this generation, Daniel Jacobs, a puncher and a slick fighter. The last time that we see Canelo Alvarez little wobble when he was a teen. Jamel Charlo moved up the Iron Man, a knockout artist that got all his straps by knocking out his opponent in the 154-pound division, the landmine division, the deepest division and most competitive division in the sport of boxing. And he went to the 168-pound division. He's bigger than Bud Crawford. And he said that Canelo Alvarez didn't feel his punches. He said Canelo Alvarez didn't feel his punches. So what Bud Crawford going to do? We seen what happened when Bud Crawford moved up to the 154 to face Madrimov. I know everybody want to sweep that shit under the rug. They like to play. They think that this is Bud Crawford coming off the Earl Spence win. And forget about Madrimov. I ain't a dummy. You telling me that if Bud Crawford hits Canelo and stunts Canelo and Canelo start doing the happy dance, or Canelo Alvarez falls, but nah, the first thing that's gonna come in my mind, ese tigre se está puyando la nalguita de él. That's the first thing that's gonna come in my mind. I am sorry, Bud. That's the first thing that's gonna come in my mind. I would say that you would. My mind's gonna be like, yeah, he's juiced. Man, I'll say, man, the former Pablo Escobar of PEDs created the best performance-enhancing drug ever known to man. That's what I would say. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, folks? Let me know if I'm wrong. I think I'd be naive if I don't think like that. I'll be lying to myself if I see Bud Crawford hurting Canelo Alvarez and oh no, it's because he got better skills than no. On both buttocks. That's what I believe. Because why does Bud need him? Why? Think about this, folks. Out of every strength and conditioning coaches and this is a world sport. Why him? Why him? Out of anybody, do you know how many people do this job? Do you know how many people? Why him? And why? And the fighters knowing. Ladies and gentlemen, okay. All right, because there's people that you know what it is. It makes sense. Look, it makes sense with Devin Haney because Devin Haney in this community is a hated fighter. It's lucrative to hate on Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney, it is what it is. Unfortunately, Devin Haney just have a lot of haters. So when we talking about, hey, Devin Haney rehydrating 25 pounds, and I told you since day one with the Ryan Garcia when he popped, I said that Ryan Garcia is gonna get the benefit of the doubt over Devin Haney, and he did, right? Because he's with Victor Conte. I even told Bill Haney, your son ain't never going to get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that. You know why? Because y'all with Victor Conte. It is what it is. You guys don't know what you signed up for. You saw it in the press conference leading up to May 2nd. You saw all the boos, rain of boos at Devin, but Devin is the one that got cheated. Devin is the one that got cheated. Why is he getting booed? In the history of the sport of boxing, we never seen or heard the guy that popped dirty get cheered versus the guy that got beat up from a guy that popped for PEDs. Never in the 100+ year sport of boxing. You know who did that? You know why? Because Devin Haney's with Victor Conte. And people don't feel sorry. People don't feel sorry. That's the reason. It's unfortunately. But these guys set themselves for that. You are tampering with your own legacy. You are tampering with your own legacy. They should make a movie called Victor Sounds Pretty. I'm gonna tell you like this, folks. All right. I just want to know. I just want to know if I'm saying anything that's not logical, that's not objective. that's not unbiased. Just like the other day, we're looking at Eddie Reynoso, and I said, and I did a video, and I said, nah, we got to question Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso has to answer to what the hell is going on in his gym. What the hell is going on, right? They're gonna be suspected. It's gonna be suspicious. What's going on? And people, but people gonna be like, oh, but at least these guys pop dirty. The problem with the snackers is that they're not supposed to pop dirty because he knows how to pass the test. So I don't care about the testing. You understand what I'm trying to say? The test results is irrelevant to me now. The test results is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Because I don't know if you truly passing the test. I don't know. And I'll never know. We'll never know. See, Victor Conte, put it this way. Victor Conte should have kept his mouth shut. Victor Conte should be moving in these boxing streets like Memo. Who's Memo training? Memo's training a lot of fighters right now. But Memo is quiet. He knows he has a reputation. If he's loud, they start looking at him. Memo was with David Benavidez. Do y'all hear about David Benavidez on the juice? Do you hear anybody questioning David Benavidez? No. You know why? Because Memo is quiet. If Memo was speaking like Conte and then showing, and then they'll be like, yo, David Benavidez is on something. So when it was Demetrius Andre versus David Benavidez, oh, yo, Punch, but that's your boy. Shit, David Benavidez got Memo. I don't give a damn. It's the level playing field. It's the level playing field. If y'all think that somebody was cheating, right? It's the level playing field. Que me importa a mí? Let's get it on. Let's get a fight. It's Memo versus Conte. I don't care. So if people want to be like, oh, well, you ain't saying shit. Why you ain't saying shit? Yeah, because David Benavidez had Memo. Okay. Exactly. Victor Conte, that was the battle of Victor Conte and Memo. Now people can look at this matchup as, oh, yo, the PED cartel versus the snacker. The Pablo Escobar PEDs versus El Chapo PED. Huh? The PED cartels versus the snack. Come on now. Come on, y'all. We can't be lying on ourselves. Hold on. Also, we're going to be talking about, also today, you know, during the live, smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. During the live, we're going to be talking about the back and forth between newly champion Xander Zayas, the WBO junior middleweight champion, and Virgil Ortiz, one of the phenom in the 154-pound division that's looked upon the biggest threat in the division. Probably the best guy in the division without no belts. Probably the best 154-pounder right now without the strap. Arguably. Fight Fury Films in the building. Oh, man, he said Victor Conte is a gift to the boxing syndicate. Good looking out. My brother. With the $5 super chat, what's good, QB? He said, indictment, watching Punch, drunk, spitting facts. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Dykeman in the building. Shout out to Coach Kenny. Shout out to the people out there in Dykeman. What's good? One Train. Let's go, Post. Let's go, Sherman. What's good? So, let's see what Victor Conte said today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not Victor Conte. Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz tweeted at Xander Zayas today. Xander Zayas, first off, congratulations on your win and becoming a world champ. You were eventually going to do it, so I'm not surprised. But let's keep everything a honey. You got a gift. Ooh. Oh, Virgil Ortiz devaluing Xander Zayas. He said, you got a gift. My last 2 opponents were top 10 in the division. The opponents you just fought was 33-4 and barely scratches the top 15 mark. All facts here. Try and dispute them if you want. If I had won my world title against your opponent, they will be tearing me to shreds. Mate, right now. Facts. It's okay for you though, because you're young. There's not a whole lot of expected out of you right now. We're at different levels. My fight against Antonio Orozco, his only loss was to a world champion. Back when I was 21 was harder than your last fight, since you want to talk about. Different between your last fight and mine is that for some odd reasons, my fight against Majimov, clearly the better fight in terms of skills and popularity, wasn't made into the world title fight for the vacant belt. Almost like the vacant belt was being held for somebody. You can say all you want that I haven't achieved anything, but I definitely prove more than you have. I've beaten several fighters who's become world champion. One who I called for the fight and knew I could be at 140 while he had a world title, but I just never got the opportunity. Hooker, all love to him. That's my boy. One who had only just lost to arguably the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world the fight before, even though I was the number 1 fighter and the next in line for the belt. It's not like it's my fault I didn't get the opportunity. What a chance. Ladies and gentlemen, Xander Zayas replied to Virgil Ortiz's essay. Keep all those excuses to yourself, brother. Talk to me when you become a world champion. Virgil Ortiz then replied, ain't no excuses, all facts, my guy. Okay, folks. All right, what y'all feel about this? What y'all feel about this? It's heating up. Xander Zayas versus Virgil Ortiz is heating up. One thing that we gotta give Xander Zayas credit. You know what I'm saying? Is that with all of that, Virgil still understand that Xander Zayas was still willing to fight you. He said yes to fight Virgil Ortiz. So you can't knock Xander Zayas for picking this fight because he was willing to fight Virgil Ortiz. He was willing to fight you. He didn't have to go this route. He was willing to go to Virgil Ortiz, fight Virgil Ortiz, and forget about. And if he would have lost to Virgil Ortiz, then it would have been a huge setback. Says Xander is a bum. He's not a bum. He's not a bum. He's not overwhelming, but no, he got a lot of skills. He's a very, very good young fighter that has a good promising. I see a lot of growth if he stayed dedicated to the game. I see Xander Zayas still being I'm not gonna say it, I'm not gonna say a force to be reckoned with, but I feel like he could challenge anybody at 154. He could give it a challenge. Now, if he's gonna hurt somebody, knock out these guys at the top, I don't think he got that type of power. At the age of 22, he's still 22, so he still haven't maximized his man strength yet. But you could see when somebody is a knockout artist or something like that. I don't see Xander Zayas really hurting people like that. People are saying that Xander Zayas is not ready. He should be ready because he's a champion. So once you got a belt, you can't move backwards. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that Xander Zayas was ready to fight Virgil Ortiz. He is still ready to fight Virgil Ortiz, but now I don't want Xander Zayas to now play the game like, oh, now you get a belt. No. I do respect if Xander Zayas is going to go to Puerto Rico and get a homecoming fight. cool. You know what I'm saying? I feel like every fighter, once you go to the mountaintop and stuff like that, you get your homecoming fight. That's been a tradition in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder did it. He went to Alabama. Keith Thurman did it. He went to Tampa. What's his even Subriel Matias, he went to Puerto Rico. He did, but he lost to Liam Paru. You feel me? But I think that Virgil Ortiz would beat Xander Zayas. I truly think that he will hurt Xander Zayas. I think he will hurt Xander Zayas. I don't think that he's just gonna outwin him. I think he's going to hurt him. But I could see Virgil Ortiz still taking time to figure him out, figure the time, and I don't think it's gonna be on some first round, second round, third round. But if I would have to make a prediction right now, and it's hard for me to make a prediction of a fighter getting stopped or getting knocked out. Like if y'all hear my prediction, I rarely be like, if the fighter never got knocked out, I rarely make a prediction like, oh, this guy's gonna get knocked out. Like I'm not emotional like that when it comes to predicting fights. I would be like 115, 113, 116, 112. If I seen you get stopped, I've seen you get hurt. If I seen a fighter that has a lot of vulnerabilities, and yes, I could do that. But I in this one, I just think that Virgil Ortiz is a menace, man. When Virgil Ortiz turned into another beast. When, a matter of fact, when Virgil Ortiz gets tagged, that's when like he goes into another level. So I'm looking at Xander Zayas. If Xander Zayas hit Virgil Ortiz with the best shot, we seen Virgil Ortiz. What happens when it's like the fighter did a mistake by hitting him with his best shot. We seen that from the Meme Machine and turned Virgil Ortiz into an animal. We seen that with Boachuk. It turns him, he's gonna get right back up and turn into an animal. He goes into another gear, and I don't think that Xander Zayas could tap into that other gear that Virgil Ortiz has. Quémalo con los 2 pesos. Tim Bradley said that Tank is a Hall of Famer. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if Timothy Bradley likes to say things to gaslight. You know, I think he does both. I think he does good commentary and then he gaslight. He'll say something to, Nest, TBV, Victor Conte has nothing to do with VADA and doesn't deal with them. But he got Crawford testing papers. Stop. I hope that I hope Ness in certain ones you got to sit down. Just sit back on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop with the devil advocate. This is the reason, folks. This is sometimes the reason why I don't, or most of the time, I don't go to people's panels sometimes. Like, because if I'm gonna have a discussion, whether we agree or disagree, I want you to be real about your disagreements. I don't like to waste my time with people playing devil's advocate. Oh, I know how people feel like this, so let me spin it the other way around. Let me give another point of view. Let me give another perspective. So that nah. Victor Conte got Devin Haney's paperwork. He the one that was posting, and he got Crawford's paperwork. And if he's not working with them, why does he got the emails? Victor Conte already said it himself. They get blood. He takes their blood work. He does everything. He does everything for them. You know what I'm saying? That's misleading people saying, "Oh, Victor Conte is now with VADA." Doesn't stop. And look, I'm gonna say it like this, ladies and gentlemen. I pray and I hope that Victor Conte. I know that he has cancer. I hope that that he beats cancer, because that. It's not about, I don't hate Victor Conte. I just don't think that with the mistakes he's did in the past, or what he's done in the past, is forgiving him is not for you to be in the sport of boxing. You could do something else. Open up a library. Write a book. Do something else, but you can't be in the sport of boxing. That's how I feel. There's certain things, there's certain mistakes that you've done in your life. That doesn't mean you're always going to be forgiven. You could be locked up and did something. That doesn't mean you're going to be forgiven. Forgiveness is not, you can ask for forgiveness, but that doesn't mean the person has the right that if you do damage to them or do damage to the sport, come on, man, he hurt baseball, bro. The American sport, man. Baseball haven't been the same since. Camino dice, why is Turkey blocking a great fight like Parker and Usyk? I think that probably he wants to see a trilogy, maybe, to Usyk and Fury, and he's going to stop this fight from happening, just like he wanted to stop the Dimitri Bivol versus Benavidez through PBC. He said 25 years ago. So what? So if a pedo did something 25 years ago, you okay with him now? Let me ask you, okay, but all right. So people want to have excuses. All right. So this guy Tavo is saying, well, come on, stop. I mean, that was 25 years ago. That was 25 years ago, Punch. I mean, forgive him. If that's what you're trying to say? Forgive Victor Conte and he should work in the sport of boxing? Is that what you're trying to say? Let me ask you. Anybody in the chat, are you okay with him in the sport of boxing? Then you okay with a pedo working at an elementary school? You're the type to let pedos work in the elementary school. My point is that not everything that's a mistake is forgiven. Or yeah, you could walk back into the facility or the company or the sport that you damaged. No. If your wife cheated on you with your best friend 25 years ago, and you'd be like, it was 25 years ago. Let's reconnect. No, that's it. You could forgive her. You could have kids and you can still take care, be co-parenting, and y'all could be cool. But you ain't never gonna be with that person. That's never gonna be your woman. That's never gonna be your wife. Right? Oh, take her back. Take her back. Take her back. Take her back. If your girl cheat on you and suck off your best friend or your cousin or your brother, and you leave her, no, stay with her. Forgive her. Forgive her. Forgive her. Forgive her. Forgive her. How about this, folks? How about if you in the streets and you dabbling, selling drugs and stuff like that, and you get snitched out, You get snitched out. Your partner turned informant. They do an investigation. They charge you. You get locked up. Your homeboy snitched on you. He was working for the feds. You get locked up. Took good years away from your family, your kids, your loved ones, your freedom. You come out of jail. You try to get a job, but shit is getting too hard. Your boy, your ex-boy, the one that turned you in, the one that snitched you out, say, yo, I got a bird. Yo, I know you getting back in the game. Yo, forgive me for what I did, bro. Forgive me for what I did, man. Yo, I got this work for you, bro. You gonna trust them? I get it for you with the best price, bro. We could do it like we used to do back in the days. Pass Nation, Colo 5 pesos. What's good, Pass Nation in the building? What's good? He said Conte should be 100% banned from all sports, especially combat sport. If you rob a bank, try getting a job as a bank teller. Will never happen. Would never happen, bro. Would never happen. Now they not these people. Look at the haters. Now they talking about Tio. We're not talking about Tio. We're talking about snackers. We're talking about the snackers. Let's stay with the snackers. Let's stay with the snackers. Give me your point of view of the snackers. They looking at everyone else. Oh, but what about Eddie? And yeah, we already spoke about Eddie. We did a live about Eddie. We did this live already. Hold on. We did this live already. I did this live already. I keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively. I talk about everything. I already did this live. No PED, no life. The Juice Crew. I already spoke about this. Now we on the snackers now. Don't try to switch it up. I already did this. It's time for us to put the microscope on the snackers now. All right? Okay? If you ain't tuned into this live, go check the replay. Only reason some of the fighters don't get caught is because of their association. Thank you. And that's self-explanatory. That's why I don't care when people want to post, oh, look at me. I'm 24/7, 365 testing, and I tested negative. For me, when they do that, they look more suspicious to me. Yo, when Victor Conte posts, when Victor Conte posts this right here. To me, this is more suspicious. When he posts the negative test, it's more suspicious to me. The more Victor is out there, the more I'm like, Fight Fury Film said it takes a special kind of person knowing Victor's past and still wants to work with him. ¿Qué le está dando a ellos? ¿Ah? Bicho. Now we all know that he sponsors fighters. He gives fighters money, right? They pay for camp. Maybe this is what it is, right? Also, it could be it. Also is this. Victor Conte sponsors these fighters, right? They get paid. Sometimes all money. What's the word? What's the saying, folks? What's the saying? All money ain't good money. No, I know, sucker. Check out the year. I know. We know. It says 2024 on the on the heading. 2024. And then the results come back June 2025. This is a fake piece of paper, bro. Housewives don't hang with strippers, but with snack for promotional use only. F out of here. This is what it is, right? We say all money ain't good money. Why would these fighters take the money to be sponsored by Snack? Well, as we all know, if you don't know, camp fee is a lot of money. It is not free to have a camp, especially at this level. It takes thousands of dollars. But Crawford's independent. Kalen Plant, independent. Devin Haney, independent. Maybe these guys sell their bodies. I'm not saying in a sexual way. I'm saying they become his human, how you say, project. I'm going to give you $15,000, $30,000. I'm just saying allegedly. Oh, yeah? Just so I could be on Snack? All right. Maybe they feel like, oh shit, it is a give and take. All right, you want me to be on Snack and you gonna pay me? Okay. Crawford's fangirls mad at the truth. And they shouldn't, bro. They shouldn't. They shouldn't be mad at you know what they should be mad is Bud Crawford doing business and then which eventually tampers with his legacy. If he has a major success, that the reason why I even tell Boo Boo, I don't want you with Vic, but that's his boy. I respect that. I respect that, right? That's their thing. But I, as a friend, I tell him the truth. I tell him the truth. If I say it like this, bro. If I can't give you my truth, if a person if you are a friend and you want to allow me to say the truth, whether people like it or not, but because I would say, yo, you know, if you beat David Benavidez, what the fuck people gonna say? If Boo would have knocked out David Benavidez, there's going to be certain people that's going to give him all the praise, but then there's certain people going to be like, yo, you with him, right? People are scared. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you something about certain boxing content creators, boxing media, independent media. It's gotten to the point where nobody wants to tell the truth, that nobody wants to be raw, that nobody wants to give their real opinion. And it could be highly logical and they could be highly right. People, the boxing industry is a wild, wild west, and it's just not a wild, wild west with promotional companies, with fighters, and how this sport is all over the place. Is the promoters now like to use the boxing content creators and independent media as their own promotional company. They don't have to work. You know why? Because the boxing content creators and the independent media is doing the work for them 24/7. Put it this way, if all boxing content creators, all of us, right? The high traffic ones, the little ones, but everybody has their stake in this community, right? And we say, you know what? Nobody do no videos or nothing for a month. World Boxing B. The promoters, the media in the promotional company, we do all the work for them. They get the credit. The people that get paid, they get the credit. We do all the work. Think about the end. Think about most of the fighters that are being interviewed. By whom? Who's doing the work? Who's promoting these fighters more than the promotional company? We are. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Who promotes Teofimo Lopez more? Top Rank or Punch Drunk Boxing? On a year round, who promotes him more? Who promotes Teofimo Lopez more? Punch Drunk Boxing or Top Rank? We put it in the hours. We're the one that put in the hours. If there's another channel, name me another channel that's their poster boy. Whatever the you know what I'm saying? Like, put it this way. Did Top Rank, who promoted Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. more? Top Rank or the Boxing Voice? Did they have did Top Rank have a segment of Bill Haney and Brian Norman Sr.? Who did the job? Top. Who's doing the job? We're doing the job. We're the one that's doing the job. Everybody doing the job. We're the one that's building fights. We're the one that's marinating the fight. We're the one that's actually doing the interviews. We're the one that's bringing people together. Who brought Teofimo Lopez Sr. and Bill Haney together? Teofimo Lopez says something about Shakur Stevenson. Then Shakur Stevenson does an interview with Punch Run Boxing, and then Keyshawn Davis does an interview. And oh, yo, you're calling each other out. Who's putting in the work? But now it's gotten to the point where boxing content creators don't want to be real. They holding on to relationships, and holding on to relationships are preventing people to tell the truth, to be real. I want to hold on to relationships where I could be real, where I could be myself. You understand? I give the benefit of the doubt to the fighters that's actually done things in the sport of boxing, that accomplished great things in the sport of boxing. I give Teofimo Lopez the benefit of the doubt. But y'all also have seen me say, yo, man, I want to Teofimo Lopez, take this fight. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Beat the crap out of this person. And damn, man, right? Y'all could see me praise Canelo Alvarez, but then I'm like, all right. I'm with you, Canelo Alvarez, throughout the years of you saying that David Benavidez they need to do much, that they need to do this and need to do that. But then, all right, David Benavidez fought 4 times and he fought great, four good opponents. Caleb Plant, Demis Andre, Alexander, and David Morrell. Now I'm looking at Canelo Alvarez. All right, man, give this guy the opportunity already. He's in place. Give him an opportunity. Oh, no. Okay, now Canelo Alvarez, you ducking him. Because I didn't want to see Jaime Munguia. We don't want to see Edgar Berlanga. We wanted to see the fight before David Benavidez. So now I'm holding one of my favorite fighters accountable. People don't want to do that. People want to keep relationships. Why you think all these boxing content, all these media don't want to keep it real with Turkey Al Sheikh? Oh, yeah, but Coley going to be fighting Parker the 1 day's notice. Yo, Turkey is putting on great fights. That's stupid. Turkey, do you care that you may sabotage the career of Bakoli with this move? You know that Joseph Parker is the most active heavyweight, and one of the heavyweights that have the best momentum outside of Alexander Usyk. Joseph Parker is probably the most dangerous and most seasoned heavyweight right now. Why would you put a future where Bakoli was getting, people were saying that Bakoli is going to be the next Foreman. Bakoli actually the one that beat up the supposed to be the up and coming American heavyweight star in Jerry Anderson. But nobody wanted to check Turkey Al Sheikh. Nobody wanted to check Turkey Al Sheikh because we all know that Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez is a mismatch. People, you know what's happening to people right now is that the more that we talk about Bud and the fight, people right away saying, Bud and Canelo, we ain't asked for that fight. No, we don't want that fight. But now that the fight is there, now people are forced to say, oh man, now the mind is playing tricks on you. Bud could beat Canelo. Yeah. I think Bud is going to beat Canelo. Yeah, he's going to move up to the 168-pound division. I didn't care what I saw from Majamon. I saw his power didn't carry. He's older than Canelo Alvarez. He has another layoff. He's bulking up, so he's probably going to be slower. Bulking up too quick. Now everybody's getting mind F like they don't know how to predict logically predict the fight. It's not a great fight. It's a glorified exhibition. That's the way that I see it. And it has nothing to do with, Bud Crawford doesn't got the skills to It has nothing to do with that. How many times we have to hear there's weight classes for a reason? Do I think that Floyd Mayweather is better than Triple G? Yes, but at the time, do I want to see Floyd Mayweather go to the middleweight division and face Triple G? Come on now, what are we asking? What are we asking? Do I believe that Uwe is just as dynamic as a Shakur Stevenson? But who's gonna win it? Am I gonna ask Naoya Uwe to go to the 135-pound division as a fight Shakur Stevenson? No. I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna tell. Oh yo, David Benavidez, man, he's doing his thing, man. Oh yo, go to the heavyweight division right now. Go to the heavyweight division and face Alexander Usyk. No. I seen enough. Put it this way, I gave Jermell Charlo, the 154-pound undisputed champion, to go two division up and there to be great. I thought that he was going to challenge at least Canelo Alvarez. But guess what? He looked at nothing like he was in 154. What did Jermell Charlo say? I try to bulk up too fast. What did Demetrius Andrade said about David Benavidez? I try to bulk up too fast. What is Terence Crawford doing right now? Try to bulk up too fast. You're going up against a guy that just doesn't have the skill set. And one of the greatest of all time is Canelo Alvarez. You're going up against a guy that's arguably got the greatest chin in the history of the sport of boxing. So I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear your fantasies. Bud is gonna beat Canelo. How? The problem with this community is the community also has these smear campaigns. So people there's people out there that didn't respect Jermell Charlo just because they hate Al Heyman. And by hating Al Heyman, you hate PBC and you hate everybody that's affiliated with PBC. So now y'all looking at Jermell Charlo like, oh, so Bud is not Jermell Charlo. Bell's not Jermell Charlo, which I think that Jermell Charlo it wasn't a great 154-pounder. I told you about the division. I've been saying that for years. For the people that have been following the channel, for how long? For how many years? I've been saying that 154-pound division is the most competitive landmine division in the sport of boxing. Everybody have shown their vulnerability. It's been like that in the history of the sport of boxing. 154-pound division is a pit stop from welterweight to middleweight, just like the 140-pound division is a pit stop from going to 135 to 147. 140 is a pit stop. People don't stay there long. People don't supposed to stay there in 154-pound long. I said the 154-pound division shows everybody's vulnerability. You ain't going to look great. For how long I've been saying that? Are y'all familiar with the channel? Virgil Ortiz showed his vulnerability. Jermell Charlo showed his vulnerability. Even Demetrius Andrade got dropped in 154. Canelo Alvarez showed his vulnerability versus Lara, in which people thought that he lost that fight. The 154-pound division has always been one of the most difficult divisions in the sport of boxing. You don't think it was going to be more difficult? Mendoza, vulnerability. Tim Tszyu, vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? Fundura, Erickson Lubin, Ramos. You notice in 154-pound, Terence Crawford in the 154-pound division, Boachuk in the 154-pound division. Everybody, hey yo, the 154-pound division is tough. The reason why a lot of people didn't want to give credit to the 154-pound division is because it wasn't a high profile division with a lot of high profile names. Back in the days, because there used to be a smear campaign. So that when there's a smear campaign towards certain fighters, you don't respect the fighter, then you don't respect the division. So when y'all saying, oh, who this guy fighting? Who Demetrius Andrade 154 is fighting? Okay, now look at the names. Boachuk, Bakram, Madrimov. What's the other guy? How to pronounce the other name? The one with the M. There's always been these Europeans in these division, or from other countries in this division that you couldn't pronounce their name. Korobov, remember? Keyshawn Davis also retired too. He said that he hasn't gotten Top Rank haven't called them or haven't spoken to him, got back on. No, maybe it took a long time for him to make an apology publicly, a public apology. That's number one. And also, we don't know what Top Rank is going to do next. They haven't locked in. They haven't locked the deal. Put it this way, you know what's alarming about the Top Rank is that Eldy Martinez just signed to Top Rank, and his next fight is not. It's going to be in some weird It's not even going to be supported by Top Rank. Is weird. I think Top Rank is ambiguity right now. I don't even think the fighter understands what's happening right now. Look, I'm gonna show you right here, bro. Look, Eldy Martinez just got signed to Top Rank, and look at his next fight. Watch. Eldy. Look. Eldy Martinez just got signed. He was signed. He signed May 21st. Shout out to Eldy Martinez. I helped him get his first manager deal. I helped him get his first manager deal. We're going to interview him real soon. He's 11-0, 10 KOs. I called him the Earl Spence 2.0. If y'all familiar with Eldy Martinez, an Olympian, had one of the fastest knockouts in Olympic boxing history. He knocked the dude out, I think, in 30-something seconds. Now, peep this. His next fight. Oh, he took it out. Maybe because it was oh yeah, no, it was right here. Eldy versus Willie Jones. Ring War, September 5th. Wind Creek. No Top Rank. So what I'm telling y'all right now is top rank right now at the moment. I don't know. I think and then we hear, look, Eldy just got signed, and he's not gonna sign. He's not gonna fight in the Top Rank card. You know why? Because they don't got a televised deal. Now look at Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis on the Top Rank. He's saying they haven't hit me back. I feel like I'm retired. Why they're gonna hit you back? They don't even know where they're gonna fight at. What televised? Where are you gonna? They don't have an idea yet. They haven't locked anything down, so they can't even promise the fighters anything. And you know what's funny though? It's not funny because I respect the sport and I love these fighters, right? And this is their job. But I said a long time ago that these promoters need to stop taking advantage of these networks, because this is the gig. Rap Star Boxing Now is the voice of the UK London. It says Snag versus Eddie Reynoso. Yeah, we was talking about that. We was talking about the El Chapo crew versus the Snackers. The El Chapo, the PED cartels versus the Snackers. That's what it is. Rap Star Boxing Knowledge. the PED cartels, the cartel PEDs versus the Snackers. I said that these promotional company was taking advantage of, and I'm gonna see, you see how I'm talking, folks? This is the reason why they don't want to allow me. This is the reason why I don't have media credentials, because I'm too raw. I speak the truth. These other people are scared to speak the truth. The reason why these networks have left the sport of boxing is because these promoters was effing over the networks. They was playing the networks like they was dumb. I'm gonna give you an example. Televised television, right? Networks, they want championship fights. They get their contracts with championship fights. Look, we're gonna have 19, 21, 17 championship fights. Or you could also, we're gonna have champions after champions, right? So what happens? So the promoters and the promotional company, they do business with each other to take advantage of the network. See, the network, the heads of the network, they don't know boxing. That's why they give the budget to, let's say, Top Rank. The network ESPN, I'm gonna give you an example. ESPN, I'm gonna give the contract to Top Rank, and I'm gonna give you a $90 million budget. Yeah, but y'all gotta give us championship fights and stuff like that, right? What they do? Oh, is Richard Comey versus Lomachenko for the intercontinental WBO champion. Hey, I'm promising you a championship fight. Why you think when we see on TV, yo, it's all these belts, regional belts, interim belts, gold belts, all this belt? Because they're actually they actually hustling the networks. But once the network finds out, they see the numbers. But these are championship fights. Why the views are so low? But you promised us championship fights. Like, these are champions. Why the views so low? And guess what? All the networks has caught on with the promoters' hustle. All the networks caught on. ESPN caught on. Oh, man, you just giving the budget. You guys are making money out of us. It ain't even about that. They got greedy. The promoters got greedy. People get mad. Oh, PBC. Oh, the championship fights. Okay, let's we're going to put Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios for the silver WBC championship belt. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Oh, no, we're going to put Sean Porter versus Formella for the IBO championship belt. You get it? Y'all get the hustle? The promoters and the belt federations are hustling the networks. The networks has caught on with the hustle. It's not the fighters' fault. See, but the fighters don't go to a negotiation with the networks. So now what these networks are going to do? Now they're going to be selective. All the networks are going to treat boxing the way Netflix treats boxing. We're not going to be in the business of boxing. We just want this particular content. Yeah, we want Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. Jake Paul, but we don't want you. Jake Paul, we don't want you versus what was his last fight, Jake Paul? It was Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez, right? No, we don't. No, just we are in the business of, let's get the Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, women boxing, the best women boxing, and we want that. Yeah, we want Canelo versus Bud Crawford. Yeah, you pitching that to us. We'll want Canelo versus Jake Paul. Remember, they was gonna get the Netflix deal, and that's what everybody going to do. They're going to be invested in a sure event that's going to bring revenue, that's going to bring some sponsorships to the networks, the stream service. As much as the boxing fans was watching certain fights, Top Rank was not flipping the bill. Top Rank was not creating where a bunch of people wants to see a particular fight. They had some good fights. Okay, championship fights. Xander Zayas versus this person. How about you pay and ESPN pay and get Xander Zayas and an opponent that people know and bring that type of viewership to ESPN? You guys not bringing real viewership. You guys are just juicing the money because you already got the money. So you're gonna get paid to pay this fighter. I'm not gonna pay no fighter I'm not gonna pay Teofimo Lopez more than $2 million. He ain't gonna get $3 million in this because I got a budget. They need rebranding ASAP. Yeah. Everybody. Top Rank should go to the zone, honestly. Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this. You know what I noticed when I'm out of the country? The zone is big. Yo, the zone is big. It's not big in America because it only has, if you into soccer, the zone is good. You know what I'm saying? But America's not into soccer like that. We into boxing. That's the only reason we got the zone, right? If boxing don't have the zone, I wouldn't have the zone, to be honest. But the zone, everybody outside have the zone. Like outside of the country, like in Europe, a lot of people have the zone. So, are we wrong? Are we wrong to question Crawford? Why wouldn't people just be like, but I wish that Bud Crawford and be like, I don't need Victor Conte. I already learned whatever. I learned the things that you already taught me, or the formula, the program. Now I'm getting into this fight, man. Forget about it. Negative. The zone big now. Nope. They think that down any definite evidence is an assumption. I'm not even assuming. I'm suspicious of it. I'm questioning it. That's all it is. People have the right for the assumptions, and you know what I'm saying? People have the right to be suspicious. I think that's all legit. That's all legit. And if somebody's saying that's not legit, you got a problem. Then you're not being real. You're being naive. It's something called plausible deniability. If this person snitched on everybody, and then they come to the place, gets raided again, and the dude is out, the first person that you're gonna think that snitched was the same person that snitched everybody out. Why are we playing dumb? Like why are we playing dumb when it comes to Victor Conte and Bud Crawford? See, it's because Bud Crawford is highly respected. That's the difference. Devin Haney was highly hated. So people, when we was talking about Victor Conte and Devin Haney, people was looking at it like, yo, that is suspicious. That is suspicious. But because Devin Haney is hated, people want to pick and choose. When we talking about Bud Crawford, and Victor Conte, show us the proof. Show us the proof, though. Y'all can't say that. Y'all can't say that. Y'all, why y'all question? Man, y'all be, hey, y'all scared that Canelo? That boy at the Willy Wonka factory that took a candy that Willy said, don't he changed colors and you know the rest. Why people want to play? Why? Yo, this is self-explanatory, man. The self-explanatory is not that he's on something. No, I'm gonna say it again. I don't believe that Bud Crawford is on the juice, but I have the right to question it. Am I a little suspicious? I'm not 100% sure that all the snackers are clean. I'm not 100% sure. But people gonna, but you could feel like that with anybody. When it comes to certain athletes, I don't know if they unwillingly know. It's unwillingly or willingly. I don't know. Crawford working with Victor put that in my mind. If Bud Crawford was never a snacker, to be honest, folks, it never would have came to my mind the question if Bud Crawford is on PEDs. I've never questioned Bud Crawford before. It never was in my mind. But when he started publicizing that he's a snacker, Okay, now I gotta look at you just like I may look at this person. And then the thing is, he's moving up to 168. Looking strong in a very short while. Like, you're not, remember, you're 37, gonna be 38 years old. You're not a young man. You're not a young man to just turn to Hercules so quick. 185 pounds. No. When people say, yo, but this person moved up, Canelo Alvarez moved slowly. Manny Pacquiao didn't become an A division world champion overnight. It was, we see Manny Pacquiao go to this division, he go to this division, he go to this division. Yo, I even look, I predicted that Bud Crawford was gonna beat Earl Spence. I always predicted. I never thought that Earl Spence could beat Bud Crawford. Never. But I didn't. Well, I did predict that he was gonna that Bud Crawford was but I said it like also to create that type of buzz. But I did say that Bud Crawford was gonna beat him worse than a car accident. But I truly never thought that he was going to beat him like that. I always knew that Bud Crawford was going to beat Earl Spence, but not like that. That was, and as much as a great performance that was, in that ring, Terence Bud Crawford looked huge compared to Earl Spence. Earl Spence was the biggest welterweight at that time. Earl Spence was the biggest welterweight. Physique, strong. Bud Crawford looked significantly bigger and stronger than Earl Spence. And Earl Spence is a dog. People could call it hot. Earl Spence is a dog. For Bud Crawford to do the Earl Spence like that, everybody see it. Oh, yeah, cool, yeah. And then but when you see, and that's what happens. Now you were Victor Conte. I'm looking at that fight. Like, when I look at that fight, I'm like, Earl Spence landed, and look, I'm not an Earl Spence. I'm not an Earl Spence fan, nothing like that. I always picked Earl Spence to lose to Bud Crawford and lose to Keith Thurman. That was just me. I felt like they had the skills to beat Earl Spence. And I wouldn't predict Earl Spence beating Bud or beating Keith Thurman. But the way that Bud beat Earl Spence. And I seen Earl Spence land a left hook. Send Bud Crawford in the ropes. Remember, he landed a left hook, and then Bud Crawford landed a jab, and he fell on he fell on the floor. I said, every time I look back to that fight, because I've seen that fight maybe like 6 times, and I've done film study. He get beaten up like that. If he wasn't for Victor Conte, I never would have. I just look at it like a great performance. But because he's affiliated, I'm like, yeah, maybe he wasn't working too much. Maybe during the Mazurov, maybe he shows up to the big fights. I don't know. But now you got to question it. Rip Hulk Hogan. I picked Crawford too, but never expected that kind of beatdown. No, because we all know that Earl Spence is a durable guy. We seen the war that he won with Sean Porter. We seen how he got stunned by Ugas and still came back and cracked the orbital bone. We seen Earl Spence with Lamar Peterson. We seen Earl Spence with Kell Brook when Kell Brook was in his prime. All of a sudden, Bud Crawford is beating the crap out of Earl Spence like that. I'm questioning now. I'm sorry. I don't want to question, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you work. That's what happened when you work with Pablo. If the government regulate the sport of boxing like every other sport, Victor Conte. Oh man, you know that. The meme machine hurt Crawford. Mm-hmm. Ryan Garcia, recent interview stated, Oscar doesn't respect me. I don't think he never thought I was a good fighter, but frankly, I don't care. I have one more fight left with him, and that's it. If they can build another star, great. I want to move on. I think this is a mistake, to be honest. I think that Oscar De La Hoya believes in Ryan Garcia. I think that Ryan Garcia doesn't believe in Oscar De La Hoya for whatever reason. That's what I feel. And I like Oscar De La Hoya. I like Ryan Garcia. I think that Ryan Garcia has the ingredients to be the face, also to be the face of boxing. He has the ingredients. He don't have the accomplishment, but he has the ingredients. I think that people forget, and I even fighters, because I see a lot of fighters disrespecting Oscar De La Hoya. I think people feel like they have the green light to disrespect those that came before them. I think that these fighters just forget that Oscar De La Hoya was a fighter. I think these fighters are so young that they're not like us. We're a little older. We understood what Oscar De La Hoya was. There is nobody, Ryan Garcia, that could understand you like Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya is one of the few men in the history of the sport that has hit a level that only very few could relate to. Oscar De La Hoya has the wisdom to mentor Ryan Garcia. Nobody does it better than Oscar De La Hoya in that sense. Oscar De La Hoya made Canelo Alvarez be an international superstar. Oscar De La Hoya turned Pretty Boy into Money May. Let's not forget that after the fight with Oscar De La Hoya was Golden Boy Promotion that was promoting Floyd Mayweather fights. It was Oscar De La Hoya that gave Manny Pacquiao his biggest payday at the time. Ryan Garcia, instead of trying to tune out Oscar De La Hoya, how about you tune out everybody else except Oscar De La Hoya and have your faith on Oscar De La Hoya? Because, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you like this. People that are invested in you, people that are invested in you and signed you, they're not in it to see you lose. They're in it to see you win. And even when they felt that you was going into a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, with the speculations and the rehydration and the cut, Oscar De La Hoya was not. At first, he didn't want to give that fight. He felt like that was stupid. You giving Gervonta Tank Davis all the advantage in the contract. You don't have to do it. You're an upcoming star. He needs you just as much as you need him. You didn't want to listen to Oscar De La Hoya, but Oscar De La Hoya still believed to get that fight for you. Oscar De La Hoya believed in the Devin Haney fight to get that fight. You asked for the Devin Haney fight. He gave you that fight. He even believed in Kid Austin. At first, okay, Kid Austin, I don't want to give you that fight with Shakur Stevenson. Guess what? All right, Oscar De La Hoya said, all right, get that fight with Shakur Stevenson. Go ahead. I think that Oscar De La Hoya believes in his young fighters more than a lot of more than any other promoter. Think about it. Ryan Garcia fought Luke Campbell, age 20, 22, 20, 21, 22, 23, something like that. When he fought Luke Campbell, that was a risk. Gervonta Tank Davis was a risk. Devin Haney was a risk. What about Canelo Alvarez when he put him to face Trout and Shane Mosley and Mayweather by the age of 23? He already got good couple wins versus good fighters. He believed in them. He believed in Kid Austin, 21 years old. Go fight Shakur Stevenson. He believes in you. I don't know why Ryan Garcia feels like he don't believe in him. Man, I like Emiliano Vargas, bro. I wish that they, they do right by him. Just match him good. There is no rush on Emiliano Vargas. He got the ingredients to be the next Oscar de la Hoya in terms of, he carries himself good, mature. He got his father. No disrespect to his father, but he truly has the ingredients to be the next Oscar de la Hoya. I'd rather have Ryan retire and Oscar focus on guys that are actually disciplined, like Kid Austin and Emiliano. But Emiliano is with top rank. Emiliano's not with Oscar de la Hoya. But that right there, bro, if Oscar de la Hoya was to sign Emiliano Vargas, and that where Ryan Garcia will get really, really jealous. I like I think Virgil Ortiz is gonna be one of the biggest stars in the sport of boxing. Like truly, truly, truly. I truly think that. I think that Virgil Ortiz could, for me, Fundora and Virgil Ortiz are the best right now. Until Jamel Charlo comes back, then you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be like Jamel, Fundora, and Virgil. I think that Virgil right now was walking into his prime right now. And I think that he's battle tested. We can't say the same for a lot of fighters. Like Xander Zayas, great victory. Is he battle tested? We seen Virgil Ortiz several times in vulnerable position, and I like how he's a dog. We don't have to question Virgil Ortiz's heart. We don't have to question Virgil Ortiz's durability. We don't have to question that. Virgil Ortiz answered the questions. He answered even, yo, it's a Boachuk. Yo, the way that Virgil Ortiz was fighting Boachuk, bro. He a dog, bro. And I don't see anybody at 154 that's going to outdog Virgil Ortiz. I don't see it. Now, could they win? Hey, yo, Fundora got dog as well. But that would be a good fight now, because I like the way that Fundora has now has identified his range. I think he's a smarter fighter. He used to fight to the level of his of his competition, his opponent, to the level of the height of his opponent. I used to hate that about Fundora, but now Fundora, he establishing the jab, he establishing range, he identified a range. He's a very smart fighter now. But to me, Virgil Ortiz battle test. We got to see what Bruce Ennis is going to be doing at 154. Like I said, all these fighters has looked vulnerable at 154. So I expect Bruce Ennis to go through those to see how he does being staggered, see how he does get knocked down, and give you're going to go through it. You ain't nobody here passing with flying colors at 154. I think Ryan is jealous of the way that Oscar de la Hoya was promoting Kid Austin at the time of leading up to his fight. But he's just promoting a fighter. But soon, ladies and gentlemen, soon, I would announce the winner. Soon. Very, very soon. Could be by the end of next week. I got to give y'all a window. Tickets. Charles Edward Queso giveaway. Ticket to the Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Tickets paid. Flight will be paid. Hotel stay will be paid. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like, ladies and gentlemen. You know it's official out here in Punch Run Boxing. The Queso sweepstakes. The Queso giveaway. Ladies and gentlemen, ticket to the Canelo versus Terence Bud Crawford. Plane, pay. You don't got to worry about the plane. You don't got to worry about the hotel stay. You don't got to worry about the ticket. You don't got to worry. You don't got to worry. You good. All you got to do is be off. All you got to do is be in the States. Or that's all you got to do is just be free. That's all you got to do. Be free. Be free for 3 days. Be free for 3 days. You don't even got to come out your pocket. Of course, when you got something to eat, get something to eat, but that's it. Become a member to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Become a member. We got, what, 6 more weeks ago? Announcement is going to be done. His announcement is going to be done probably by the end of the week, early next or the middle of next week. Because we ain't going to do it like we did it before. I ain't going to give it to a stranger. We're going to give it to true supporters of the channel. I know who is who. I know the people that show love. I know the people that be in the chat, that engage in the chat, that engage, that subscribe to the channel, that donates to the channel, that put in the effort to truly support the channel. Y'all already know. Shout out to Charles at the Queso. Hold on, look at that one. Where we at? Where we at? But ladies and gentlemen, man, it's been a long day. Let's chop it up tomorrow. Tomorrow we go live again. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Shout out to all the boxing content creators doing their thing, keeping boxing alive 24/7. Shout out to all the modern day warriors, modern day gladiators, the one that put their life on the line for pure entertainment. Shout out to Terence Bud Crawford, daring to be great, getting the bag. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? I'm predicting that Canelo Alvarez is going to whoop Bud Crawford. I'm predicting that Canelo Alvarez is going to whoop Bud Crawford from pillar to post. I'm predicting that if Bud Crawford fights the way that people say that he's not going to fight, oh, he's not gonna be, he's not gonna go. He's not gonna be tentative like Charlo. He ain't gonna be running like William Skull, bro. Bud Crawford is a dog. Bud Crawford is a dog. If that dog comes out September 13th, Canelo Alvarez is going to send Bud Crawford to the hospital. If that dog tries to bark, and try to attack, if Bud Crawford tries to fight the way that people say that he ain't going to be fighting like the other guys versus Canelo Alvarez, he's going to try to win and try to go get it. He is going to eat from a straw. Canelo Alvarez is going to beat the snack out of Terence Bud Crawford. Tomorrow we go live again. Love y'all. God bless, and on to the next.